Good day everyone, it's Max, and welcome back to the Dyson Sphere Program Next. We're in the Next system, where we have done a lot of next great things. And this is episode 50. That's right, 50, and it's rocket launching day. 12,000 rockets an hour, 200 rockets a minute. We are now making the things, and it is pretty amazing, let me tell you. We do the stuff and the things, and now we have all kinds of rockets to launch. I'm going to be going over some of the stats of the build up to this point. I'm also going to be going over some of the more tricky areas that we've kind of run into, as well as what's happened between the last episode and this one, and give you some stats and issues that I've run into and how I've had to resolve them. Let's get into it and see what we do. All right, there's the music. Now, for those that are watching the clock, it has been exactly 6.5 hours later from the last video about when we started making rockets. And in front of you right now is 63,000? Maybe 66? That's 30. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Yeah, so it's 66,000 rockets are in front of us right now. So 66,000 rockets in actually just under 6.5 hours. That means that on average, we are making 171 rockets a minute. Though most of the time we actually were doing 200 or just a little better a minute. Now, there were 3 cases where I ran into slowdowns. One we kind of knew about for the most part. One I might have had an idea on, and another one that kind of caught me off guard. So let's have a look at those. So right now, of course, we are back up to running at almost 200 rockets. In fact, it's doing about 195 at the moment. And that is because of our first bottleneck, which we knew was going to happen at some point in time, which is rocket fuel. And what is the problem? The issue is with deuterium. Now, we knew deuterium was running short by about 25%. Well, let's say about 22%. We needed 4,000 a minute, and we were getting about 3,200 a minute. So we knew that there was a bit of a shortfall there. Now, you might have noticed, for those who have been watching the episodes, will have noticed that there are 2 less towers here, and all the deuterium is now just coming in this one tower. One big thing I've learned about in the last 6.5 hours is the game, like a lot of games, and this is not just DSP, but I know a lot of games that use logistic systems, it is not very good at multiple systems. And we're actually going to look at another example, a bigger example than this. So in this particular case, what was happening was there were 3 towers. The tower on the right was getting all the fuel, and the towers on the left were getting none of the fuel. And that was causing a major backlog, because of course these were dedicated towers to dedicated lines. So this, like the first 2 rows were always full, but the other rows were never working. So now at least most of the rows are working most of the time. And this is the other problem with logistics. It's an unmeasurable thing. It can be measured if you're given the parameters, but we don't have all the parameters. So the time that it takes a spaceship to get from planet 3 to this one and drop off that deuterium is kind of an unknown, without like using a stopwatch and maybe a little bit of luck. And that's a problem, because that means now you have to overcompensate for that delivery time. And of course, that's a big issue, right? Now, the second problem, and actually the first one I ran into, which was about an hour into after, that was actually the last issue. That issue only happened like about 2 hours ago. The first issue, which happened about an hour into it, was the graphene or graphite. So graphite, that big huge build down here with all this graphite, yeah, this became a thing. And the problem here is, again, favoritism, specifically down here with graphite for these towers. Now, of course, Planet 3, it is doing three things, right? It's doing our hydrogen, or it's doing our deuterium, and it's doing graphite, right? And that's a thing. Now, the thing about these three towers is that they too are playing favoritism. Again, the tower on the right is getting all the graphite. The tower on the left was never getting any. But my coal backup system was dedicated lines, 4 rows for each tower. So what was happening was the first 4 rows were never running because they never needed to back up anything. But the last tower was never producing enough because, keeping in mind, that up there only is at 50% capacity as a backup system. To fully fill this tower would need 8 rows. And because of that, we were never getting enough. So I had to do some rejigging of the lines. So now the first tower actually only gets like 2 rows. And then this here gets like 3 rows. And then this one here gets 5 rows and gets all dedicated lines, because it hardly ever gets any of the graphene from Planet 3, whereas the first tower gets graphene all the time from Planet 3. It's like, yeah, I look, see, it's getting 5,000 right now. It will keep that full all the time. This poor guy, he is lucky to see 1,000 on the odd occasion. You know, like he just gets ripped off. So this was actually the first problem that I ran into, and you know, that was a pretty big concern. Now, of course, because of this problem, we ran into the next problem, and that was there was a huge shortage of carbon nanotubes, specifically around the titanium lines. Again, same deal. I have X amount of rows of titanium being dedicated to X amount of rows of the carbon tubes. But some rows run really good and some run really bad. And so some rows of the titanium would run perfectly fine, and then other rows would be like total junk and wouldn't do anything. So if we go back here a little bit, let's see. Yes, here we are. So what I've got it doing now is the rows that are hardly running are now making sure that the rows that are running all the time are getting filled, right? So that's what this little splitter action going on here is doing, and making sure that them rows stay nice and full, and that is running decent. And that happened about hour 2, and then things ran really good for a while, and then of course the whole thing with the deuterium has happened. Now, to fix that problem, that could only be fixed on Planet 3. And we'll actually have a look at that after we start the launching sequences and all that stuff. So, of course, we are going to now tell it to do the thing, because that's what you're all here to see. We want to see the launching of the things. And then, of course, we hope to do a speed cam of some sort. There's a lot of flying around here. You know, we want to do the speed cam of some sort. Can I have 25U back? Well, no, you can have some, right? I just need, you just don't need all of them, and I need some of them. So let's come up here a little bit. And we're going to put some robots in. As soon as I can find where I want to go. Get out of that. There we go. There we go. That is not the tower. It must be over here. We'll just whip around. Now, I guess from a power standpoint, we should talk about that. Yeah. Ooh. We're running at about 1.6 gigawatts. I've had to put the sun... I've got as many suns down as I can get now. We use a lot of power here. We use power. Oh, okay. You got 50 robots. Cool. So... this is a set to storage. I am now going to set this to demand. And then we're going to fly south and set that one to demand. I don't know if I've got the other towers set to storage or not, but we're about to find out. If they do, then this gives me enough time to go to the south, set that one up, and then we'll go back to where the rockets are being made and turn them towers on. So we'll set this to demand. Cool. That's what I was hoping for. Nothing is happening. That's exactly what I want you to do. They are getting solar sails, by the way. I did hook the solar sails in. So that's why if you look at the Dyson Sphere up there, there's a lot of solar sails around it. And that's because we're going to have a look at that in a second. I just wanted to finish filling out what was there already before we started launching rockets. So down here, yeah, oh, yeah, we got more launchers. Okay, yeah, you got your guys' too. Okay, good. And again, these guys are launching some solar sails, so we're going to set this to demand, but obviously not. I just realized I got that other one set to 5,000. Let's not do that. No, I don't think it needs 5,000 right now. You know, we'll let it have 1,000. I mean, you know, I'm a nice guy. You know, it can have 1,000. You know, 1,000 is fine. Now let's actually go turn tower on. Now, again, 200 rockets a minute. We are launching more than 200 rockets a minute here, by the way. This will be launching about 500 a minute. But I do have 66,000 in storage, so it's, you know, we're okay. Or, well, I hope we're okay, because let me tell you, we got a bunch of rockets here in storage. In fact, I'm even going to only turn one of these towers on, and that's going to be the bottom one here. Because these are all set to storage. Everything here is set to storage, right? So we're going to take my 23 thievery things. Now, they'll come here and pick up anyway, but this is going to be it. This is the big one. This is what Maniac Max does. This is what you came here for. You came here for the crazy. So let's get ready to do the thing. You know what? We're going to need power. Because of course I need power. I always got to remember one more thing. Hey, you want to see that power out pole and what's going on there? Yeah, I'll show it to you. Yep, it's scary. All right, so here we go. And the only reason it's gone down to 1.3 is because this has been shutting down, right? And so things are starting to back up. So that's why we don't want that to happen. Let's supply a bunch of rockets. Boom. Look at that. And there they go. This is going to get pretty crazy. Let's actually tilt up this way a bit. Go to planet view. And hopefully, we see rockets being delivered there. Hopefully these things are going to start going around. Boy, I hope I did this right. Or if not, I'm going to look kind of bad, aren't I? Oh, there they go. Yeah, so rockets are now running around the outer ring. Yep, there they go. Yep, this is good. Definitely good. There we are. Look at that. They are starting to launch. Look at that. And here comes the next layer. Excellent. I don't know what's going on with that outer layer. I will check that in a minute. I believe back here there's a splitter. All right, let me have a look. This splitter probably is told to filter on the outer ring first, so as it can go all the way around. Yeah, look at that. That's the rockets. Okay, what do we got going down here? Nobody's launching down there yet. Oh no, that's terrible. Let's go down there and see what's going on. In fact, you know what? Let's check them both out. We'll fix this. This splitter up. Fly around here. Go fix you up. Yep. Around here a little more. Around here a little more. Here we are. Okay, now it's doing that second row now, right? I'm assuming that's, yeah. So it was filtered to go through the first row just to fill them all up. Now let's actually head down to the bottom, and we'll have a look at that. The factory is alive. It's very much alive. I mean, this has been an awesome thing to do. It's just been so awesome. Yeah, you're demanding. Why aren't you outputting? You should be out. Oh, you know why? Because I haven't set your filter. That was so bad of me. Wow, really? I didn't set the filter on that? Yeah, do rockets. There you go. Look at that. Now you get to do the things too. Yay, us. Look at that. They're going to go around. They're going to start shooting the things. It's going to be a thing. We're launching rockets at the thing. There we go. Yeah, we got rockets. Look at the rockets. Rockets, red glare. Yeah, we have rockets firing at the thing. That is definitely something cool. Yep, we got rockets. We got all kinds of rockets. In fact, let's flip the compass around. Vroom. Yeah, yep, we got rockets. All kinds of rockets. Would you like to see what they're building? Sure. All right. This is what they're going to build. So as you can see, we did add a second ring of solar sails just so as we can get some out there. The rockets are going to start doing the thing. A lot of them. Now, if my guess is about right, each one of these structure points, they tend to, I want to say, it all depends on what it is. I've seen the number say 30. Now, like, you're seeing numbers like 190 and 250. What does that all mean, right? I wish I should go look that up. I'm sure it's on the wiki, right? But anyway, we're gonna launch rockets now, and then I'm gonna bring it back, and we're gonna talk about some statistics and all the cool things. So, with that, get ready for a really cool cutscene. Now that we're launching a bucket load of rockets. Because, this is something that's just going to be really cool to watch for a bit, And I'm going to let this run, and hopefully we'll get to see something happen. Okay, so I thought I'd give you a little bit of a montage interlude break while we hang out here on Planet 3 for a minute. I have to pick up a few suns and things. Planet 1's a little under power duress. It's looking for 3 gigawatts plus now because it's really ramped up. And obviously it's not doing 3 gigawatts. It's a little stressed out at the moment. So I came here to borrow a few suns because here I've got enough suns here to generate. Well, I was generating almost 2 gigawatts. We're only using we're not even quite. We're almost to a gigawatt, so it can afford to hand over a few things. I mean, looking at these builds go in the middle of the night, this is really cool. This planet is really cool to come visit to anytime. It's just cool to watch the machines all working all the time. Now, we did have a bit of a slowdown. You might have noticed that in the interlude, it didn't seem to be launching as much rocketry. And that's due to the power, that was due to a power shortage. That's what happens. And because of the power shortage, we got backed up on deuterium again. So we are actually a little bit of ahead. But in this particular case, this is the extra... this is my other casino, my deuterium casinos, which is just off to the side. It's so of course we're pumping almost 7,000 hydrogen out of all this these cracker lines here, and I'm just borrowing a little bit of it, a couple thousand, and because we have it to spare. And in this particular case, we're making up that 800 difference. that we needed. So I think there's like 50 or 60 crackers here, or fractionators, and yeah, they're providing a good chunk. Basically, what's happening is these literally fill up, and if you time this a little bit, you can literally time this. Boom. So it's 53. And 60, 70, 80, 90, boom. So there's 100. So it's 59. Every 6 seconds it does 100. So obviously, you can take that, right? If 6 seconds is 100, well, what's that times 10? Well, it's 1,000, right? And we only needed like 800 or something like that to make up for the difference. So we're definitely making up for the shortfall now in deuterium. And so it's good. And all the drones do here is they just local fly it over to a tower right over there, which is, of course, flying it around. And that's a good deal. Yeah, I wanted to give you guys a little some statistics. And I need to bring up my statistics page for that. Yeah, because we've made a lot of stuff. And we've had to take a few shortcuts because it was just so much stuff. Obviously, we are not doing 48,000 hydrogen. Yes, we are kind of doing over 20,000 hydrogen. We are making a lot of hydrogen, and then of course we are taking some of that hydrogen, and we're getting some of it from the hydrogen planet, the gas giant in the ridiculous system, and a fair amount of it, of course, is coming from here, from these crackers, right? I mean, that is what this design was designed to do. It was designed to provide, lots of hydrogen. So, of course, that episode of the 48,000 hydrogen, really, we ended up making about, I don't know, there's just under about 18,000 here, and then we get. Well, no, I guess it's about 20 here, and then we get about 4,000 from the gas giant. So, for our 24,000. Of course, we're converting that into deuterium, 8,000 of that, and then 9,600 of the hydrogen for the Casimir crystals. What else do you need to make 12,000 rockets an hour? Well, of course, you need 400 rocket components a minute. You need 1,200. Of the little square things. Little square things. What the heck is the name on those things? You know what? I gotta look that up. What is your name? Frame material. Right. You need almost 5,000 carbon nanotubes a minute. That's pretty crazy, right? Obviously, we need the 400 rocket fuel a minute there, and you need over 400 supermagnetic rings, over 800 motors, 1,600 electric motors, and 800 turbines. You need 15,000 graphite. I mean, that's energetic graphite. I mean, that's a big number on its own. And again, because we kind of shortchanged our hydrogen build to use the gas giant plus all this extra stuff I got going on. Basically, we are, we had to borrow some of the, 70 million coal we got here to supplement that. But like titanium glass is 1,600 a minute. We're making 1,700 solar sails a minute. We're making almost 10,000 graphene a minute. I mean, those are big numbers. 2,000 orange chips, or processors as they would call them, right? But 5,000 circuit boards, or green chips. And then, of course, quantum processors, we're making 400 of those a minute, or the blue chips. Again, we're hauling around 15,000 iron ingots and 9,000 copper ingots. We're sucking the planet dry of the oil. We're using all the oil. We're using all that oil. And of course, about 9,000 acid a minute, is what it takes to keep things running on this planet. And those are just some of the bigger numbers. The list is extensive as to what it is you need to make 200 rockets a minute, or 12,000 an hour. And And on top of that, we make an additional 500 solar sails a minute, so as we can launch as many solar sails as we want. I am not launching nearly that many sails at the moment, but we could launch up to 500 sails a minute, and it should be keeping up. Actually, that's probably a good thing, because we are we are a little bit starved for the energy at the moment. So that's a thing. Now, I'm going to just do a little bit of a scoot around Planet 3 here for a second, and then we're going to go back to montaging, right? Because I'm sure we'll want to see a little bit more of that happening before the end of the episode. And of course, as part of the final wrap up, we're going to talk about the next stuff of what we're doing. I know, like, there's what? The next? Yeah, there's next, right? We want to talk about that, and like, as much as we'll get you get to see the montagey stuff and things, there'll be some stuff here to wrap up, of course. But then this system is going to provide rockets for the next system. That's what this build was all about. And then, of course, I've got some other news. So with that, let's get back into montaging things. And just like that, it's all done. Now, the solar sails aren't done, obviously. You'll be shooting solar sails for quite a while yet. But that's it. We are launching no more rockets from Planet 1. It's, she is done. The framing is up, and that's about it. Yep, she's pretty big looking. That's for sure. Now, of course, as time goes on, the sails will fill in on the appropriate diamond shapes. And, I kind of got thinking about it afterwards. She looks a little bit like some sort of shiny ball you would see at a casino, right? Because the Bat Crazy system, it literally is the casino system. You come here to gamble your hydrogen away and hope for deuterium, right? That's what you do here. So, what are we going to do? Well, there's other things to do. First of all, of course, what we want to do is that O star system. We're going to put a Dyson Sphere around that. And of course, we're going to put a Dyson Sphere around the black hole and take a look at that as well. Now, another thing we're going to do is we're also going to go back to the the ridiculous system, and we got to do a little bit of a tear down and reorganization. Also, I'll probably have to do some. I'm going to have to do a little bit of fine tuning on the planets here. Again, logistics towers. It all sounds great in the brochure, right? Until it doesn't work anymore. And then it's not so great. It's a thing. But we'll make it work. We obviously made it work. We got this thing flying out here now. Look at that. There's a thing and it's flying and it's pretty cool. So we got a no-type star we're going to put a Dyson Sphere around. We got the black hole we're going to put a Dyson Sphere around. We're going to fix up the homeworld a little bit, get a little tuned up, and tune this one up as well. Where am I driving to? I better turn myself on here for a minute. I am, hello, hey, there we go. I was going to say, I'm getting out here a little too far. Now, after that, so let's say 2-3 weeks after you see this video, we are going to be starting a brand new series. That's right. I have decided that, I have this save file, and I'm going to throw probably a few more Dyson Spheres out and about, just as like weekend specials on this save file, right? Where, we throw a Dyson Sphere up for something for fun. But in about 3 weeks to a month, let's say about 3 weeks from the time this video comes out, because this video is coming out during crazy week, right? and I'm going to get that in a second. But I have a great idea for the brand new series. It's a little bit story driven, so we'll see how that goes. It's a very unique concept. And I really want to spoil it, but I don't want to spoil it because it is so cool. Which will be about 3 weeks after this video comes out. Now, this is coming out during Crazy Week, right? So we've got Satisfactory, which, if the timing was right, was just yesterday. Its release. And tomorrow, if the timing is right, will be Mr. Prepper's crazy release. So there's just a lot of craziness going on here at the moment. I got a lot of left-hand turn here, but I got no right-hand turn. I wonder why that is. Dude, yeah, turn that way for me. Cool. Don't get me wrong, I like flying in really close to it. It's just, So in this particular case, we're going to have this, we're in the middle of Crazy Week. We got Mr. Prepper happening. We have Satisfactory happening. So I'm already going to be probably pulling my hair out. That's why this is recorded a little bit ahead of time. But with that, we of course, and I said in about 3 weeks, we'll do some crazy maneuver with the whole new system. I got 200. I got almost 300 hours into on this game now. Not a lot of people can say that. That's for sure. And I've learned a lot of things. We've got the mods going now. And yes, I only use the copy type, quality type life mods. I don't use like bigger tanks and stronger drillers or any of that stuff, because that stuff can break a save, right? Quality of life, copy paste, well, if it disappears tomorrow, that's gonna bite, but it doesn't break the save file, and we can always make it work. So with that, we got the mods going now, and so much more. Like I said, I've learned in nearly 300 hours I've got into this game now. So with that, I'd really like to try my skills on a new save and just see just how fast we can actually do a Dyson Sphere. So I'll be really excited to see about how that turns out. So that is what's going on. We've got, of course, a couple of Dyson Spheres in this series left to go before it becomes kind of like this save file will become more of a weekend. Let's throw a Dyson Sphere out there and have a look at it, and then of course, the new series will start, which of course, like I said, is probably about 3 weeks from the seeing of this video, depending on the other two, of course, because like I said, this is literally coming out in the middle of Crazy Week, and I may not be sane at the moment, so that is a thing. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I hope you're enjoying Crazy Week. But I want to thank everyone who's subscribed to the channel, been watching this crazy series, all the things about the Dyson Sphere program. It's a great game. It's an awesome game. Don't get me wrong. I love Factorio. I love Satisfactory, and this is now the third jewel in the jewelry box, right? It's like when you open up your jewelry box and you see a ruby and an emerald and a diamond. That's what you got here. You've got another jewel in the box, and this is a really awesome game, and I am definitely enjoying it. Simulation factory type, get something built and accomplish a task. That's what we do here. That's a thing we do. So with that, I'm Max. Thank you very much for all the support. hope you've enjoyed the 50 episodes. Of course, we're gonna still do some more. We're gonna do that O-type star coming up next. Because I mean, I just checked. There's like over 46,000 rockets left over. So we can literally go there. I can literally go there on the next video. And gosh darn, I probably will. And I want to thank everybody for that. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.